Howdy, 7th grade. Today we're going to talk about radicals in geometry. So where we see radicals, and when we see radicals, I want to think square roots. So radicals is square roots. They're the same thing. And we're going to look today at a little bit where they show up in geometry and what to do when we see them. So I'm going to start by talking about a square. You know, square roots, squares, may as well. And the square I'm going to make is going to have sides of the square root of 2. So that's the side of my square. So when we have squares, the two things we're normally asked to find are the perimeter and the area. So the perimeter is all the sides added up. I only know these two sides, so I need to know the others. But it's a square, so the opposite sides are going to be the same. That's going to be square root of 2. That's going to be the square root of 2. So my perimeter is going to be root 2 plus root 2 plus root 2 plus root 2. So if that's my perimeter, that looks kind of ugly because I got all these things put together. But if we count, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 root 2's. So that's what we're going to write. 4 square root of 2, which is also 4 times the square root of 2, but sometimes we leave that out. I just have 4 root 2's. And that would be the answer. The area is going to be a little bit nicer. The area, as always, is going to be base times height. My base is the square root of 2. My height is the square root of 2. And the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. And that would be our answer. I want to look at one more quick thing. So if you see these on a graph, this is a lot of the times when the square roots will come up. So I'm going to draw a graph real quick. So here's my graph, and I've got a triangle here. And I want to know what is the perimeter of my triangle. So to find that, I need to find all these different lengths. And that's going to be a little bit difficult, just because they're at different points. So what I need to start off by doing is to try to figure out what is the distance between this point here and this point here. How am I going to find that distance? Well, I know the distance going straight up from here to here, and that's from 1 to 5, so that would be a distance of 4. I know the distance going over from here to this point, which would be from 2 to 5, which is a distance of 3. And this right here is a right triangle, so I can find what this length right here is. So I have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals my length squared. That's 25 equals my length squared, so my length is going to be 5. So this length here is 5. I can do the same thing right here. And if we look at going over, that's a 4. And going down, that's a 3. And once again, if I have the 3 and the 4 right triangle, I just did this, I will once again get a length of 5. Then I have this side right here. So I go from 2 all the way over to 9. And that tells me that I have a length of 7. So 7 squared plus, and it goes up 1. So it'd be 1 squared equals c squared. A little bit strange, that's okay. So I have my 7 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. 7 squared is 49. Plus 1 equals c squared. So that means that I have 50 equals c squared. So c equals the square root of 50. So my perimeter is going to equal all those sides added up, which is 5 plus the square root of 50. Or I would write it as 10 plus root 50. And just like that, I would be done. So geometry is just a place that we see square roots a lot, which is why we wanted to go over this. But it's really not any different from any of the other times we use square roots. So we just have to make sure we remember the few basic rules and use them where we can. Pythagorean's theorem comes into play a lot, which is a lot of the places where square roots come from in geometry. And if we see that, make sure that we use it to find the distance. And from there, we can use that to find perimeter and area, which I'm hoping we all remember how to do. So I know this is a very, very short video today, but I hope you all don't mind that too badly. I'll see you all in class tomorrow. Have a great day.